Hi everyone, welcome back to Law Study Kid. In today's video, I want to share 5 pieces of best advice that I received as a foreign law graduate. When I was a student, I remember when I met people, that's all I asked. Do you have any advice for me? What should I do? What should I not do? So I'd like to share the best advice that I received. First advice that I received was, it is a journey, not a race. When we foreign trained lawyers move to a new country, we want things fast and we get demotivated if we feel like there's so many steps that we need to take. You know, we're a lawyer in our home country. Why do we need to go through this, that, these many steps? And you want to do it as fast as possible. A lot of the times I would get frustrated because I had put this pressure on myself that I need to do things fast. And I realized that this wasn't helping at all. It only creates more stress, uncertainty, and you don't feel motivated because you're not really achieving what you set your mind to. So it is a journey. Like anything in life, it is a journey. When you go to school and you do your undergrad, you have to do it in 4 years. There's a reason why, schools let you study for 4 years, because it's a journey. First year, you sort of learn something. Second year, you sort of learn something else. And third year, and then fourth year. It's different things that you learn every year. So when you are becoming a lawyer in Canada, there's no defined pathway as such that first year you're going to do this, second year you're going to do this. So people sort of think that just do it as fast as possible. This is not a right way to look at things because you're only going to be disappointed in the end. It is a journey, not a race. Think of it as one step at a time and you're getting closer to where you need to be. And while you think that becoming a lawyer might be the end of your journey, but that is also not true. And I'm going to talk about that in just the next point. But just to recap, the first advice that I received that I thought was really, really eye-opening is that it's a journey, not a race. The second advice that I got, which was also very eye-opening, is that, like I said, if your end goal is to become a lawyer and that's it, you're going to be disappointed. Why? Because your goals keep changing. So when you are a foreign trained graduate, you think that once I pass these NCA exams, it's done. Then you think that once I pass the bar exams, I'm a lawyer and finally things are going to be done. Then you become a lawyer. Then you're thinking about once I hit 3-4 years of practice, then I will know everything. I haven't hit 3-4 years yet, so I don't know when I hit that, what is my next goal going to be. So think of this as a learning journey as opposed to becoming a lawyer is what I need. Oftentimes, and this is what I used to think too, I have sort of talked about this in my previous videos as well, that rather than thinking of it as once I become a lawyer, things are going to be okay, you should be thinking and changing your mindset into thinking that I'm just learning new skills. Right now, I'm learning the skill to write an NCA exam. Tomorrow, I'm going to learn a skill to become a lawyer. Once I become a lawyer, I'm learning the skill how to serve people. If this is your mindset, you will likely be less disappointed because you're framing your mindset into learning new skills. No matter where you are, 5 years after becoming a lawyer, 10 years, you're always learning. Everyone is always learning. And if you sort of change your mentality towards a learning mentality, you're going to benefit from that. I certainly have, and I try every day. Some days I don't sort of take my own advice that I'm talking about right now, but I try. The third advice that I have sort of this is something that I have not received. This is my own advice. And I think it is one of the best advice that I have listened to myself, and I would like to pass it on. Is that do your own research. Do not blindly follow what people tell you. And it is so, so, so important to understand this. Why? Because everyone is looking at their goals in life from a different lens. A lot of times, what I think would benefit you, of course, will benefit you. I'm not saying that it won't, but maybe you have something better that you know works best for you. And this is very, very important to spend time reflecting on your own. What is it that you really want, and how do you think you can get there? And no matter what anyone tells you, you still have to kind of go back and ask yourself, do I think that this is the most wise decision for me? And sort of evaluate that on your own. Do not blindly follow steps that other people have taken just because they may come from a different mindset. The way that they look at things are different. And blindly following other people's paths and not doing your own research can be very detrimental to your own success. And something personal, I talked about this in my previous video as well. When I was new to Canada, I found myself sort of doing that, where just asking people what should I do and sort of blindly following it without really asking myself, is this really what I want to do or not? Because I was not too comfortable thinking about what do I want to do, because I didn't have enough information, or I didn't feel like I know what I want. It's okay to follow what people are saying, but always think back, is this what I should be doing? What benefit do I get out of it? Should I do something else, and can I get the same benefit? So of course follow what people are saying, but don't blindly follow, is what I like to say. And this is something that I've thought about myself. Fourth advice that I've got is trust your gut. I know this is very cliched. Everybody says this, trust your gut, trust your feelings. But deep down, you know what's good for you and what's not good for you. Deep down, you know if you go to a workplace, is it a toxic work environment or not? If you make a friend, is this friend worth it or not worth it? If you go, I don't know, if you're purchasing tickets for a vacation, is it too expensive or not too expensive? Should I spend the money or not? Deep down, you know what's good for you and what's not good for you. So going back to my last point, trust your gut. If your gut is telling you, listen, like right now, let me focus on, I don't know, writing these exams, and then I will start looking for work. And you hear people say, no, don't do that. Work and also write the NCA exam together so you don't miss out on work experience. That advice is not wrong, but does it work for you or not? So for example, when I was writing my NCA exams, I was working part-time, and I wrote 4 exams in one sitting, and then I believe 4 in the other. And I was also working part-time. Now, for the first 4, I was working part-time, and I wasn't really making much money. I was working part-time, making, I don't know, minimum or a little bit more than minimum wage, so it wasn't a lot of money. And I realized that the time that I spent going to work, working there, coming back, I was really tired and didn't feel like studying. And I had no response, I didn't have as such any responsibilities. I was sort of fearful that if I don't get work experience right now, I might not get hired later. So it was solely out of this fear. But soon I realized, and this fear sort of came from people telling me, you need to work. Like, what if you don't there shouldn't be any gaps on your resume. So I sort of did that, and I realized that going to that workplace was part-time experience, but it was actually draining me to the point that I couldn't study for my exams. And for me, my exams were most important because I thought that right now I have a place to stay, family who can take care of me right now, but they might not be able to do that after a few years. So let me get my exams out of the way right now because it made sense to me, and focus on working later. So that was my gut feeling, and I sort of trusted that, and I really am happy that I did that. But again, people will give you all sorts of advice, and you have to know what works best for you in your situation. Last and my favorite advice that I received from one of my mentors that I worked with a couple years ago is that try everything before you say, I can't do it. As humans, we always sort of doubt our capabilities, and we think that, how can I do this? I don't have the skills to do this. How can I be working at this firm? So let me not apply it to this. My chances of getting this job are like 1%. So why do I even apply? Why should I even go to this networking event? Because this event is just for people who have 2 years of work experience. So try it and see how it goes, and then figure out if you can do it or if you can't do it. And I was of a similar mindset back in the day, where I would just be scared of how can I go to a networking event when I don't have anything to say? How can I meet these lawyers who are like 8 years down the practice and go to an event where, what am I going to say to them? Like, what topic am I going to discuss? Or like, what else am I supposed to say? So I realized that things are not as hard as we make them, and nothing is as scary as it seems in the beginning. So try it. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it again. But most of the times when I have tried out things that I thought that I couldn't do, it has always benefited me, and I have surprised myself that, I can really, really do this. So please, if you find yourself saying, I don't think I'm capable of this, or I don't think I can do this, try it. And if you think that, yeah, it's really not working out, you have nothing to lose. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any other advice that you would like to share with my community, please comment below, and I would be happy to hear them. I am always looking for advice, or generally, motivational stuff that people have. I really think that words motivate me, and I would like to do the same for other people. So if you have something, or if you feel like you want to add something to it, please feel free to do it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video.